Hello gamers, I am Mike TheZorch, and this is a follow-up to my previous video where I talked in depth about No Man's Sky, next, what was coming, and also the reason why there are people who just religiously hate Sean Murray and the game. Well, this video, we're going to be talking about a problem that exists in a similar game called Elite Dangerous, which No Man's Sky will face. Hello Games will face this problem. They're introducing multiplayer and PvP. They are going to face this problem, and they're going to have to find a way to address the problem, because Frontier Developments is not. They're not addressing it at all. They did introduce something to try and address it, but it's literally toothless what they did. And they are making the problem worse, and people are getting fed up. And if what's in No Man's Sky next is what we think is in next, based on all the evidence that's being found by people who are the people in the No Man's Sky community are incredible. These people know how to dig for information. They know how to data mine the game, and they know how to, they take the images released in the ARG, the scrambled images, and they know how to descramble them in order to uncover the game screenshots from the next update. And some of the stuff that's going to be in there, if it's going to be in there, what we think is going to be in there. No Man's Sky Next has the potential to depopulate Elite Dangerous. And it's all of that stems from the problems that Elite Dangerous is facing right now. So, here's the deal. Hello Games is introducing multiplayer and co-op and PvP to the game. In the interview recently on Inside Xbox, Sean Murray said that players could be that guy. And when he's referring to that guy, he's referring to player killers. Guys that just basically go out there and just kill people for the fun of it. And that's the issue that's facing Elite Dangerous, and has been facing it for a long time, is you have this entire group, you even have player-based factions in the game, supported by FDev, Frontier Developments, who exist for the sole purpose of harassing other players. They have fully upgraded, fully engineered ships. Newbies have no chance against these guys. No chance against them. They'll just fly up, blow your ship up, and move on. They won't try to go after your cargo. They're not playing as pirates. They're just basically killing people just for the fun of it. Now, FDev introduced the crime and punishment system into Elite Dangerous. Now, the crime and punishment system was meant to add some immersion to playing as a criminal, playing as a pirate. It was supposed to introduce some additional risk, some rather serious risk. It was also meant to address the problem of player killers, gankers, what we call them. And when it was introduced, the system would tack on this enormous cost to even the most minor of infractions. Even little traffic infractions would suddenly cost millions, even tens of thousands to even millions of credits. And so people complained. And so what did FDev do? They basically stripped crime and punishment, made it toothless. Instead of fixing it the way they were supposed to, they basically made the whole system completely ineffective at stopping the gankers. They got rid of, essentially, the risk of piracy. The only risk that you take is getting shot by a station if you're wanted. And there's ways around that, very easy ways to get around that. All you have to do is go silent running while you dock. That's it. And these heavily upgraded ships, heavily engineered ships, they can pop on silent running and not worry about their heat. Or they can carry a bunch of heat sinks with them and just pop out a heat sink every so often to keep the temperature down while they land. So when the silent running is on, the station won't scan them, station security won't scan them, so the station won't shoot at them and destroy their ship. And a lot of these guys, they have so many credits saved up. You got players flying around with billions of credits saved up. Their ships are destroyed. Their ships that cost millions of credits, hundreds of millions of credits are destroyed, and it's pocket change to them. Now, the crime and punishment system, the way it was going to be rather substantial on them for killing players. But now that's completely toothless. And this is something that FDev has been doing a lot of over the years since the game was launched, and it's emboldened the players who act like jerks and harass other players who are just wanting to try and enjoy the game. That's why Mobius, a private group, has over 40,000 members. 40,000 members, and that's why FDev is trying desperately to get people to play in open play, to get out of solo and get out of these private groups and come play in open play. Desperately trying to get them to do that, and I think part of the move that they're trying to do is something that they said they wouldn't do, and that is remove a feature from one of the other game modes, and that was power play. They're making power play doable only in open play. So there's upgrades and new ship parts that you can only obtain by going through power play. The prismatic shields, which are very strong, which are some of the strongest shields in the game, are accessible only via power play. So they're doing that. So the PvP versus PvE is very imbalanced. Very imbalanced. And whenever anyone tries to argue a way to solve the problem, the emboldened jerks in the game just attack the hell out of them, drown them under this yelling, screaming mire of hate. And FDev just doesn't listen at all either. And so nothing gets done, players are getting mad, and players are leaving the game. And this move of taking power play out of solo, out of private groups, and into open only is pissing a lot of people off. Now we have No Man's Sky next, coming in July, after E3. It's coming to the Xbox, so you have an entirely new audience of people who've never played No Man's Sky before and have been hearing about it for a couple of years now, who have never played it. And you have all these people who have been playing it for a long time and absolutely love it. And you're getting a huge update coming soon. It's going to add multiplayer. And then you have all the people in the No Man's Sky community who are really, really, really good at figuring stuff out, looking at clues, decoding messages. Hello Games deliberately hides clues for what's going to be in the next updates that they release in the actual HTML code of their website. They scramble images that are in the Waking Titan ARG. And these people are good at descrambling those images. In fact, there was one recently where someone descrambled images of ships that looked like vessels were being built on planetary surfaces. It's not confirmed that we're going to be able to build ships on the planet surface, but that's what the image is. It's a ship under construction, a large ship. The size of a freighter, but it looks more like a combat frigate than it does a freighter. So you got that coming. Now, unconfirmed, but what is confirmed is multiplayer and co-op and PvP. And as Sean Murray had said, you can play as a pirate, you can be that guy. Now, if you're going to do that, you have to do something that FDev is unwilling to do. Because if you're going to have PvP, if you're going to have it to where people can just attack and shoot anyone, you got to have something in place that will prevent abuse of that power. Because if you start getting players who are going to start just killing, you're going to go out there and get the best ships, upgraded components, and then just start killing newbie players. Start camping out star systems to kill newbies as they jump into the systems. And it will happen because it's going on in Elite Dangerous. This is happening in Elite Dangerous. So you know it's going to happen in No Man's Sky. And so Hello Games has to address this problem. They have to address it because it's going to be a problem. And I hope that they do. Now, there's ways that they could address it. Now, star systems in Elite Dangerous are ranked by, what kind of security is there. There are anarchy systems where there is no government, and then there's low security, high security. But in Elite Dangerous, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, that ranking. I mean, it only matters in that there would be system security patrols. If you go to, like, resource extraction sites, there'll be, patrol flights there, or there'll be patrols at the nav beacon near the star. Okay, that's all that matters. And also, if you attack someone in a system that's low security, you will get a bounty on you. Low security or high security, you'll get a bounty on you. If you attack someone in an anarchy system, you won't get a bounty. But there's no other consequence other than getting the bounty. No other consequence. And as I said, in Elite Dangerous, there's a way to get around the problem of stations and station security attacking you. Just go silent running. And these upgraded ships can do it easily. Hush, Navi. And these upgraded ships can do it easily. Now, they don't have anything like that in No Man's Sky. They don't have silent running in No Man's Sky. Stations don't shoot at you. Now, they have the Sentinels that will attack you if you start killing animals, and if you start extracting resources too quickly, they will attack you. They could have something where the Sentinels attack a player who kills another player. And there are, as I said, there are security level statuses for star systems in No Man's Sky. There are lawless systems. There are high security systems. What that status determines is what is the degree by which you can be attacked by pirates. If you're in a lawless system, you can be attacked by pirates for the cargo you're carrying more frequently. That determines that. So what can happen is, if you attack another player, then sentinels will appear and come after you. And the sentinel ships will keep coming, and eventually they'll bring a carrier in. You know, if you keep fighting them off, if you have like a really upgraded ship, they'll keep sending more and more ships after you until they bring a carrier in. And the carrier is really hard to bring down. And on the planet's surface, there are sentinels there patrolling all the time. You attack and kill a player there, you better be prepared to fight off the sentinels, because they're going to come after you. You know, if you kill another player, maybe it'll give you a 5-star rating, and you have to fend off not just the little floating sentinels, but also the dogs, what we call the dogs. They're on 4 legs running around, and also the large walkers. They look like those AT-STs from Star Wars. They walk on 2 legs. And there may be new ones. We saw in the interview with Sean Murray, again, as I said, the No Man's Sky community is very good at finding information. They zoomed in on the video that was behind him, and there was this huge robotic thing that just teleports in and starts walking around. We don't know what that is, but it looks like it might be a new kind of sentinel. A very big sentinel. Huge robot. So like a giant mech. Something like that. So you could have something like that walking around that responds when a player kills another player. Not saying that that will happen, but Hello Games has to do something in order to make playing PvP and killing other players, being a pirate, and also just going around and killing players with impunity. They need something that deters that, something that adds risks to playing the game as a pirate, and something that will deter player killers, gankers. They need something in place in order to balance it, or else they're going to drive away the people who are the PvE players, who like the chilled experience of the game, who like just to go and explore without being harassed by people. Because right now, if you want to be one of those players who wants to explore the galaxy and just enjoy a calm, chilled experience in space, just flying around, maybe listening to some music, maybe doing some mining at a ring system somewhere. If you want to do that in Elite Dangerous without the risk of being attacked at random by some jerk who just wants to get his jollies off blowing up somebody who can't defend themselves, you have to play either in Mobius or you have to play in solo. And now that FDev has opened the door to removing, options and parts of the simulation from solo and group play, private groups, now that they've opened that door, you're going to have this very vocal community of gankers. They're extremely vocal in the Elite Dangerous community. You're going to have a very vocal community screaming at FDev to remove the rest of the simulation from those game modes. And if you do that, you will depopulate the game, because those people that want to just explore, just have fun exploring the game and have fun with their friends, just flying around and everything, they're going to leave, because they're not going to put up with going into the game into open and working hours and hours and even days to get up a good ship and get it outfitted and build up the credits to pay the rebuy cost, when suddenly the minute they decide to drop out of Super Cruise somewhere, or they're just flying around and they get interdicted and blown up, or they're just chilling doing something and somebody just flies up at random, doesn't even send them a message, they just start shooting at them and blow them up, and it costs them hours, days, weeks, even months of work. Because the penalty for death in Elite Dangerous is pretty high, because you have to, basically rebuy your ship. You have insurance costs on your ship, and they can be pretty high. And if you don't have the rebuy cost, you pretty much lose everything. You pretty much lose all the progress that you've made. And because of the insane grind of that game, getting up a good ship can eat up many days of your life, weeks, just to get a fully upgraded Anaconda, which is one of the best ships to get in the game. To get a fully upgraded Anaconda, and that's before engineering the ship. That's before getting all the engineering enhancements, because that's a grind to get all the materials needed for it. And going to the material traders to get all the components that you're going to need for all of those engineering upgrades. Plus, there's all the grinding you have to do in order to unlock all the engineers in order to get those upgrades. And one jerk, one asshole, can fly up and take it all away from you and make you start from scratch with just a few shots. That's the reality of what Elite Dangerous is like right now. People are pissed off, rightly so. They have a legitimate reason to be mad. And Hello Games will walk straight into that if they don't do this right. They will walk straight into the same problem. They have to have a system in place that balances PvP and PvE, that prevents abuse, that adds risk to being a pirate, that adds risk, make it immersive, you'll make it exciting to be a pirate. Right now, being a pirate in Elite Dangerous, it's not exciting at all. It's like you can just kill anybody with impunity and there's no penalties. There's virtually no penalties at all to it. So they need to have that in place. Hello Games needs to address that problem. Because if they don't, they'll just walk straight into that rake. They'll have the same problem that FDev has now. Problem that Frontier Developments doesn't care about. In fact, they've gone out of their way to help the jerks. And the way Hello Games has been doing things, I don't see them as the kind of company that will help the jerks. They have been listening to the community. And so I hope that they realize that they need to do something about this, that they need to make sure that when multiplayer is launched, that they don't make the same mistakes that Frontier Developments is making. I've been Mike TheZorch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.